Coming to you live but in lieu and from the plush and palatial confines of the Meeple's Anonymous cottage compound, the workers are placed. The area is controlled. It's time for the Meeple's Anonymous audio podcast.
Hello! And welcome to the Meeple's Anonymous audio podcast, episode 007.
Yeah, or episode sicken, because I'm sick and fucking ill.
Yeah,
Hi, everybody's
me.
very ill. But hi, I'm Ross.
G. Sko.
Blair.
Kayleigh.
Hey. So, as always, we've been playing loads of games this week.
Yeah.
So funny.
Loads of games. Really quite a lot.
Yeah, but the past couple of weeks have been a bit of a dry spell. We've been saying, not this week. It's been a deluge of games this week. We played so many nights this week, and even just looking at the list is kind of like, it's kind of squirm worthy when I realise how little I've actually done with my time this week, other than play games, which I'm perfectly okay with, really.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm fine with
More
it.
than happy to play.
No.
For as long as humanly possible. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, we dug out an older one that G hates.
Yay.
That we absolutely love.
It was awesome.
It is awesome.
That's so good.
Yeah, we dug out Wiz War, which
For my birthday.
for Kayleigh's birthday at the Rainy Queue.
At the rainy queue, right?
Yeah. Rainy day barbecues, man.
Hashtag Rainy Queue.
Aye.
Yeah. We dug out Wiz War because Kayleigh requested it for her birthday. And Wiz War is just essentially a death match with wizards.
Aye, loads of deck move kills. And
Yeah.
it's just...
It's great.
It's great fun.
It's so funny.
so funny.
Everyone's
It
comical.
was brilliant.
Yeah, essentially you're dealing with this hand of 5 cards, and every time you get more cards into that hand, the possibilities of doing the utmost harm to your friends in the most comical way imaginable.
Aye,
That's just a great loop.
When somebody draws at the end of the turn and just start pushing themselves laughing, you can those death coming. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, it's just so good at generating dumb stories as well. Like,
Well, one of the standout ones for playing it on Kayleigh's birthday was somebody stabbed me, and then I moved up to the adjacent square. You ate through the wall.
yeah.
Sko ate through the wall, and then I stabbed Sko. That was it.
Yeah.
It was just great.
There was the other one as well where Kayleigh ate through a wall.
I turned into a werewolf, grew some extra arms, opened the door, hit you in the head with a mallet, through the door, closed the door, ran away, ate the wall.
It's great. You got to play it for the first time, Blair,
Yes,
didn't
I
you?
did. Aye.
What do you think?
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Just, it's back in the game. Well, I've come from playing Magic, so that's just a load of dick moves and
Aye.
whatnot, but
Dick moves galore.
that was just something else.
It's very funny.
Becoming a golem and then realising I shouldn't have became a golem because I can't move. Well, that was shit.
Yeah, there's not an optimal move you can make in Wiz War, so don't feel bad about it.
It's just do
still
stuff
brilliant, it
and
was
laugh
great.
about it.
Yeah.
Lots of the fun of it is watching your plan go to shreds in
It's-
front of your eyes.
It's just about watching all your hopes and dreams be dashed. Yeah.
I was sitting here and all I can see is G's face, just this look of disgust, like, why do you hate Wiz War, G?
It's just dick moves galore. It's just not my game. Last time it's like, just no. I'm done with it. You guys have it.
You do take it quite personally, as compared to other games. Yeah, this one seems to, for some reason, it seems to really get under your skin.
It's like to me, it was like the first time I played Magic. It was like the last time I played Wiz War. It's like, I want to do this, no. I want to do this, no. I want to do this, no.
Yeah.
No, just no.
But no every game's like that.
No, but enough of them have been, so it's like, it's a 4-player, and when we're splitting the groups, you guys can have Wiz War, I'll take the other group for whatever we're playing.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun.
I love Wiz War, I've got to say.
I enjoyed it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think you've got to approach the game with a different mindset, and I think you really have to be of the opinion where losing is the majority of your chances in that game, really.
I mean, you can't. I don't think you can look at it as like an exercise in
No.
strategy or anything like that.
No.
Absolutely not.
It's more like laser tag.
Yeah, it's just really random and
just go for
chaotic.
it.
There's not an awful lot you can really do on your turn to protect yourself as well. Even your dispels and stuff are like your full
They're
shields
very
and everything.
situational.
The thing
and
is,
stuff.
So situational.
You're holding all your defensive spells.
Yeah.
You've got no offense because you're just
No.
like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
there.
Aye.
You can't really use them to do anything else.
Aye.
So really, it's a bit of give and take and whatnot. So It's brilliant.
Aye, it's great. Love
Yeah.
it.
It's brilliant.
So we're not
Buy Liz
alien.
War.
Yeah,
Buy it.
Buy was totally buy was war. It's great. It can see up to 5 with the expansion, so it's worth investing in. I just haven't really got around to the expansions because there's other things that have sort of grabbed my attention a bit more.
Well,
And I get to the table more often.
Wiswell doesn't make it to the table very often.
It doesn't. Just because it's a 4-player game, and often that's it's quite difficult. You would find it hard to believe that seating just 4 players is an issue.
It used to
Used
be
to
like
be.
finding stuff for just us.
Just 4 players. Yeah.
Alright.
That's why the majority of my games are 4 players specifically, is because I was buying for a particular
For
game
a
group. But
group,
now I've got lots of nice 6-player games so we can play. So.
No, totally.
Yeah, we played some Descent as well for your birthday.
Yay.
we didn't
Let's
get-
be the Overlord for a while again.
Yeah. We
Still
don't-
get to play this.
no, you
You
know.
get to play this in.
It's
Oh,
awesome.
man.
It's
I
a
really like
dungeon
play it.
crawler where somebody's the Overlord. The rest of these are like heroes, and
Right.
each map is generated. It fits together through this campaign mode storybook. So it tells you like set the map up like this. Here's the scenario. Go for it.
Yeah,
and
already
it's just
sold.
awesome.
That'll do.
It's amazing, and the minis are fantastic as well.
Yeah, and
It's a dragon.
the campaign mode's great. The dragon is beautiful looking. The Shadow Dragon's
The
stunning.
minis are stunning.
Yeah, but the persistence is pretty strong as well in terms of how you can level up your character and customize them.
Oh,
That's
great.
that's really cool.
It's like a video game in board game form.
Aye, totally.
pretty
It's
much.
It's a whole campaign.
It's
Yeah,
just
pretty
a
awesome.
stripped down D&D really. It's good. It's very good at what it does, and I really
Oh, sorry.
no go right
Played
ahead.
with the expansion, so there was threat tokens.
Yeah.
And I got a lieutenant. Didn't get a chance to use them because we only played through that first one, but it was cool. And I think that's good because the previous campaign we played, remember we had to kind of house rule it and
Yeah.
let me upgrade a bit because you guys were just running away with it.
Yeah, we had a heroes running away with it campaign, and
And I
we.
was really strong.
It got to the point where it was obviously unfun for you,
Aye,
and
and
it
yous
was
only enjoyed it. It
no,
wasn't really
it wasn't
competition.
fun for us either.
Yeah, there was
you're
no
right.
challenge.
Aye, God, advance.
But and it wasn't to say that Kayleigh was playing the Overlord poorly at all. You weren't. You were just hit. Quest win after quest win. We just got really lucky on some of them, and
And we ended up getting the really important
They are
trinkets
yeah,
and
your
heirlooms
artifacts
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
and-
did get one, as far as I remember, in that.
Aye, I did. I got like the Staff of Shadows. I think it was like the Staff of Light, and the Staff of Shadows.
Oh,
yeah,
Um,
which is very powerful.
Oh, it was awesome.
It does. It can really sway things. But yeah, maybe we'll get you playing some Descent tonight. Possibly depends if Brian shows up or not.
I spent a lot of nights like we put Descent for a couple of maps, and then
And
it's
it's
suddenly 8:30 in the
morning.
morning. We're all starving. Oh God.
It tends to
It's
kind of
really good.
tends to run away with your
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's very enjoyable, and in terms of you're always refreshing the content you're playing, so you're not staying at the same board all night, and because you're playing with the same rule set, it's different enough hour to hour that your enjoyment's never really threatened by that.
Yeah,
So you're always
constantly engaged.
Yep, and because you've got that thing of, I'm getting an XP this quest, I can buy that new thing I'm looking forward to, and then you want to
saving up
try
for
the
stuff.
new thing, so you're
Aye,
Yeah.
you
You're
kind
hooked
of want
in.
to keep going.
yeah.
Yeah, upgrade yourself, get new equipment out the shop, all the good shit.
Yeah, it's very well done. But while we were playing Descent and a couple of other things. G, you were running games in Netrunner off to the side, trying to recruit people into your cabal.
Sway them into
I'm
playing.
doing well as well. I've got Brian's well into. I mean, at the end of his so wait, you get all this, and the core set's like, yeah, you get all this plus these other decks as well. It's
Yeah.
like, right, after Team the Pack, I'm buying one. It's like, good. Another net runner.
Yeah, it's not a very expensive core set either. It's for
No.
25 quid. You're getting
Yeah.
all of those corporations and all the factions for the you know, you
Yeah.
get your anarchs and your runners and
Yeah.
things.
Nice that-
Three runners, 4 corporations plus neutral cards for each.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, it's a good few hundred cards at least.
It's a good deal.
Oh, it's a
what you're
great deal.
getting, yeah.
And every card in there's still pretty fucking powerful as well.
Yeah.
It's any deck you see is going to use at least a good chunk of the core set.
Yeah, which is why they recommend you buy at least 2 core
Yeah.
sets when you're starting to build your deck, because a lot of those cards are so strong, and you need 3 of those particular cards. You only get 2 in the base set, which is a bit meh.
So, some cards you get 3, some you get 2, and some you only get 1.
Yeah.
So, a second core set is certainly handy.
It's helpful.
I thought this for completionists or somebody who's just wanting to carry a couple of training decks with them.
Yeah, that's a bit mad for me anyway. But yeah, Netrunner's great. We're talking about it endlessly, and on the show, but soon we'll get Ross into it, and then we'll all be talking about it, because Ross will get Kayleigh
And
into
then for
it.
your listening pleasure, we can do a whole episode based on Netrunner.
And I'm sure we will.
We might.
So I'm going to come back to this one we've got on the list just now in a little while. I want to talk about Istanbul.
Yeah.
Just now. Istanbul won the Kennerspiel a couple of years or a year ago. It's sort of like 5 tribes, and then it's a path laying game, but that's where the similarities end. You're just merchants running around Istanbul with your big wheelbarrow trying to accumulate enough goods to buy big rubies, and the first to 5 rubies wins the game.
It's really, really great. I really dig Istanbul.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I really like it. I love the way that you can, the way I won the game, and the way I did it was just running around enough to make enough money to sell bits of my stock so that I could upgrade my wheelbarrow, and then just run around each of the warehouses once and just fill everything up and go and sell all of my gear to get my rubies.
Right.
And it was great fun, because you just have that moment where you go, oh yes, I can slot into that, and then 4 turns from now I've won.
No.
I cannot be stopped from this point, and that's always fun to get to that point where you realise I've actually played this quite well. Now, one of those rewarding strategic experiences you get.
Yeah.
I think Istanbul provides that.
Aye, and it's no like out with anybody's reach,
No,
because it's a really simple
Yep.
rule system.
Yep.
definitely agree there.
Aye, and it's really easy to get your goods up, because I mean you go to one of the warehouses and then all your goods, all your good slots
Yeah.
for that particular good are filled.
Yep.
You know?
I think it's one of those games as well where you teach it to someone and they almost think it's too simple. There's that part where your brain thinks it's got this, modular board that looks really complicated, but lots of things going on, and really there's nothing going on that's really madness or out there or really difficult rules wise. You take your dude there, you leave him off, and then you do the thing.
It's just
you're good.
different wee kind of mechanisms for like getting goods or selling goods. That's pretty much it.
Totally.
It's really nice.
It's one of those games we haven't actually played enough of.
Aye, definitely.
I think we've only played it twice.
I agree.
Yeah, we've only played it twice. It's kind of languished in the cupboard for a bit because other things have come along, and it's not the most exciting of boxes. And when you bring out Coat Express or something, and then you see poor old Istanbul sitting there, it's like,
All the artwork in it's really,
Yep.
really pretty.
Pegasus Spiel put it out without, if you can say that without whistling. Pegasus Spiel.
Pegasus Spiel.
Thank you.
Pegasus Spiel.
I'm not very well.
Nails anybody. Suck it.
No, yeah, but my voice is transposed a couple of octaves.
My voice.
Yeah.
I have turned into George Takei. Oh my.
Oh my. Yeah.
Aye, Istanbul.
Istanbul is a great wee game.
It's lovely.
Yeah, I think I could see myself playing that quite a lot actually and getting more out of it each time.
I'd definitely like to play it more. But we also played Blood Rage. Played some more Blood Rage.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Blood Rage.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's phenomenal.
Aye, it's fantastic. Being a Viking for an hour.
Yeah. Staring Ragnarok in the face and saying, "Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough."
And it was
That
hard
popular
enough.
Viking song.
Yeah, they sang it in the Viking terraces. Like,
Go and have a go.
those bloody Midgard casuals.
Oh,
Midgard mods.
Yeah, Blood Rage, designed by Eric Lang, is about you take control of a Viking tribe and you're trying to lead them to the most glory so that they die with the greatest favour of Odin. And it's really great fun. It's a little area control game with some deterministic combat and lovely miniatures and
Really
big
simple.
monsters, they're awesome.
lovely big monsters.
It's got a long kind of setup period though, and takedown.
I can be a
because
pain. Yeah.
all the miniatures have got like particular slots in this
Yeah.
poly or plastic polyplastic this polyplastic tray thing.
Create a new element here.
It's just a very awkward way of doing it. Though I'm sure there's an easier way, and if I find it, we will use that way.
Oh hey, it works. It works fine.
Should just
it's
have it
just
always
it takes
set
a
up.
while. Aye.
Get rid of the middleman.
Yeah.
Just keep playing it forever.
Aye, I'd love to have a table for every game.
That could be our next project.
Like,
First off, we need a
Hold on,
house
yeah.
big. We need a house big enough.
Sko's just getting to about 100 games.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Aye.
So that's 100
Yeah.
tables.
I'm not building 100 tables.
Yeah, drink
Can't
it
build
there.
fucking
And that's
one.
not even
Drink it
cooked
there.
what the rest of us have got.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I'm quite chuffed that I'm ahead of my first 100 games. It just means that I'm starting to find I'm starting to realise the things I really do like and the things that I don't. And I'm looking forward to saying I've actually got 100 games. That's interesting.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah, it's fun.
a cool
It's
thing
fun.
to be able
Need
to
to
say.
get some photos up on the Twitter.
See, I
So-
really wanted to get like a big ladder
Yeah.
and have the tower games. But I think 100 games, I think it would probably be
I don't
like
think.
way taller than this is.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to
It could
stack
be
them
its
that
own
high.
ladder.
But we could do it like
stack.
3 stacks of 33 or
We could. It's also done in threes as Ghost Stories by Antoine Bowser. The very
nice segue, man.
Wasn't that like a
Ooh.
pro? Ghost Stories
Totally
is
did
a
this before.
Ghost Stories is a 3x3 grid, and you're trying to defend the 3x3 grid from lots of ghosties until the latest incarnation of Wu Feng comes, and you exorcise him, and you've completed the game.
Or you try and exercise him.
You try,
Complete
yeah.
the game.
Yeah.
It's quite tough.
We
as
play-
Ghost Stories.
We've played it twice this week. I played it 3 times this week. Oh my god.
Played it at least twice that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
That 2-player was really tough.
Yeah.
Sko and I played it this afternoon.
Yeah.
Just 2-player, and having the other 2 powers is you can use them with the neutral power token. And we get hosed pretty quick.
We really did.
I don't think we got halfway through the deck.
No, we didn't. We didn't die though. We had to stop play. We had to abandon play.
Folk turned up for the podcast.
Don't blame us.
But we lost the.
We would have lost anyway.
When was the other night we played it? We lost the other night.
Was it Wednesday?
I think so. Didn't we lose a?
On my birthday.
Oh, we did, and then we lost that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we won last night.
And
with
there was that
Alistair.
other
Yeah.
time we lost that one. And there was that other time when
That
we
we
lost.
That tends to happen there. Yeah.
And there was that other time.
There was the other time we lost as
There
well.
was a
Aye.
point,
When
there
it
was a
seriously
point
kicked
in
our
time
ass.
we were really, really, really good.
Yeah.
And then we didn't play for a while, we come back to it and now we're a bit like, it's hard again.
Yeah.
It's hard.
But, yeah, we lost all of those little tricks we knew and all of the little ways around the strategies of the game we'd worked out. And once you don't play a game for a little while, all that stuff tends to disappear. But it's a fantastic puzzly game, though. And when you
Aye.
do,
I
when
love
you're in the mode of those puzzles, like you can have an amazing turn where you end up taking out really powerful ghosts and feeling really strong, and that's always fun.
I think Ghost Stories is one of the games where like Pandemic, the second game you play,
Yeah.
you're a lot more kind of in tune with the mechanisms of it, and
definitely.
you can certainly plan a bit better.
I would
So-
agree there.
But the same can be said for a lot of games. Once you've played it once, you kind of get it out of your system.
Aye, totally.
And then you can kind of focus. You know, right, I know what I'm doing now.
I
And
see
I've
that
got this.
that thing with a lot of Euro games as well, but by the time you've finished one Euro game, it's been a couple of hours or something, and you don't want to play it again.
Well, it depends on the Euro game though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when we were
it
teaching,
depends on the time of night as well.
yeah. Well, when we were playing Ghost Stories with Ali last night, we some of the difficulties in teaching that rule set is quite apparent when it's someone who's not really au fait with the idea of going, right, well, you have to, there's a particular order you have to do things. Like if you're going to move, you have to do that first, and if you want to do an action, and you have to do an action, and all of these kind of rule sets, that these wee tweaks that you wouldn't normally get on a game like Wiz War, where it's like you can pretty much do what you want. You've got a limited set of stuff that you can do, and you just work within that framework. Whereas Ghost Stories is very precise, and if you deviate from any one of those moments or any one of those rule sets, then you kind of break the game in a way. And
Aye. Ghost Stories is that way for a reason.
yeah, it's you can feel the design in Ghost Stories.
Totally.
We managed to win though with 2 points off of total victory again.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Cool.
we have initiate down, G and I. we know what we're doing.
Yep.
It's just every other version of the game.
Aye.
Yeah,
Aye,
but
that's
it's
tough.
Yeah.
it's a beautiful looking game as well. It's
Aye, the artwork's stunning.
yeah, and just like the Grizzled, which is another co-op game. I'm
Man, you are a pro, I must say.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm all over my segues. Yeah, the Grizzled is a beautiful looking game where your comrades trying to make it back home from the conscription of the French army.
We spoke about the Grizzled on
Yeah.
last week's podcast as
We,
well.
we did. It's still fantastic. And we still haven't won.
I really
No.
want to win.
I want to win so bad.
Yeah.
Because we played it so much and still no one. It's making me
I
want to
know,
win
it's
more.
gutting.
Aye.
It's an extremely difficult game though, and I don't expect to win whenever we play it, but I hope beyond hope that we do.
Aye, I really hope we can suss it out one time.
I think it's
you've-
possible. It's within our grasp. It's just
There's a puzzle in there. We just need to work
We just
it
need to
out.
develop telepathy and then we'll be fine.
Aye, that'd be really nice. A nice psychic link with
Yeah.
every other player.
As soon as Brian works out that beer helmet that taps into the center of our brains,
Oh, aye.
so that we don't even need to like unopen boxes to play games, then we're jamming.
Aye, that'd be cool.
Good luck, Brian.
Yeah.
Aye. Good luck with that.
But yeah, and on top of like secret technology that hasn't yet been developed, we're looking into Spy Masters with the game Codenames by Vlada Zvatel from Jet Games
I
Edition.
like it, man. You're on it.
yeah,
I like it. I really dig it.
That was a bit tenuous, but we'll go.
I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide.
Will you give me a judging on my segues?
What, out of 10?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, that one was 5.
Five points.
Aye.
5 points.
5 points.
5 points.
5 points.
5.5.
But aye, we played Codenames. And I realised that I'm no a good spy master.
You're not a good spy man. You're good at lots of things, man, but a spy master is
Thanks,
not.
man. But I have been good at spy master. It's not been happening in the past couple of games.
No.
Or past few games we've had. Maybe I'm better just on the other team.
To be fair.
Because I always want to be spy master because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a good game. But I think I'll take a step back for being spy master for
Right.
a while.
You'll retire.
It's too much pressure being the top dog.
Yeah. I've got to say, though, Cammy and I are an unstoppable force as a team and Codenames.
Aye.
Yeah, we are.
Well, I wouldn't say unstoppable team. That's a bit much.
Oh, you think that's pushing it a bit far?
Aye,
Right.
I do.
That's why you just haven't beaten us.
How about go fuck yourself, Scott? But aye, Codenames is great.
Yeah.
Is that still nominated for the Spiel?
Yeah, it won lots of awards at Origins. Lots of awards at Origins. And I'm sure it'll win the Spiel. I can't see it not. To me, it just screams Spiel winner.
Aye, everybody's been going nuts about it.
Yeah, and it just seems to be. I mean, the Czech Games Edition said at when they accepted their Origins award that they were selling 400,000 copies of it at this point.
Wow.
So that's a lot, and that's bordering mass market. So you've got to think a game with that kind of market penetration is gonna win the biggest award. You know. So yeah, to my mind, it's really a shoe in for it. It deserves it too, and I think Czech Games really ought to have that kind of industry push up as well, because they've been putting out great games for quite a while now, and like stuff like Space Alert and Galaxy Trucker, they're all great games. And
Are they Czech games?
yeah,
All right.
yeah, they're all Czech Games Edition, and they just need that little push, I think, to be just as big as somebody like Days of Wonder or they're a long ways off of Fantasy Flight, but they're a juggernaut.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye. Fantasy Flight's one of the big hitters.
Yeah, but speaking of big hitters, we played El Grande.
I'll give you an 8 for that.
7.
A 7.
Yeah, 7.
I'll give you an 8.
We and also Spiel des Jahres winners. We played a 1996 Spiel des Jahres winner, El Grande. Well, you know, played El Grande yet, Ross?
Because I've been working like a dog
Yeah.
when I should be sleeping like a log.
But when I get onto you, I find the things that you do make you feel alright.
What were we talking about?
El Grande.
All right, I
Oh,
played
I
it.
thought it was the Beatles.
Rag podcast. I've walked into this rag podcast again.
Is this,
Not again!
what is this? Beatles cast? Apple cast? El Grande, area control game, 96 Spiel des Jahres winner. Won it the year after Catan, actually, which is interesting in and of itself, I think. Because the contrast is quite stark, actually. Did you play it, Blair?
I think I played it.
Where you're popping all the meeples down, you've got the Castile, Castile, and you've got your Caballero.
Caballero.
I'm going to get really close to the mic and say that. Caballero.
Well, I made love to you.
Yeah. Caballero. Yeah.
That's a bit much, Sko.
Is that a bit?
I don't know if I can handle it here.
I'll roll my R's. Caballero.
Oh. That's nice.
Yeah, cool. So we played El Grande, and I've played it twice. I played it when I got the game. It came in the big box, the Z-Man big box edition, which came with 6 expansions and about a 7-inch purple meeple. Kayleigh,
7-inch purple.
a 7-inch purple meeple.
I've never heard it been called that before.
I know. Well, as soon as Kayleigh saw it, she had a particular verbiage that she used to describe it.
No, I'm not going to repeat
Which
it
we
on
probably
air.
best not repeat on here. But suffice to say, we didn't use that playing piece because it says a lot about regality and phallic symbols, and also why the colour purple is associated with regality in the first place. Raises some interesting questions and also raises an eyebrow. Or two. El Grande is great. You're just it's points based, so, and the motivation for the game's quite thin for me, really, because you're meant to be a family in Spain in the 15th century, and you're all vying for control using your caballero to gain control of any particular area, and some areas are worth more than others, so some areas are more sought after than others, and there's this kind of mystery element where you've got the Castillo, when you drop meeples in.
You're enjoying this fucking much.
I love saying those words.
Spanish education.
It's like when I get to say Puerto Rico. It's just
Puerto Rico.
Feels great. Puerto Rico. But when you reveal the Castillo, you can move all of the guys in there to one region of your choice. So there's this nice balancing act where you've got you might be bluffing one way and pushing all your caballeros another way because you've got them all in the Castillo. Can you add in a ding every time I say that? Cool.
We'll tell you.
But it's excellent. I'm super. I was saying for ages that I really wanted the game, and I had been looking out for it for a long time. And I just saw it and thought, bugger it, I'm gonna get it.
Well, just when you mentioned Catan there,
Yeah.
we spoke about it a couple of podcasts ago.
Yeah.
And we talked about the novel.
Yeah.
Well, I got Kayleigh the novel for her birthday, and it turns out that the novel is actually based on the game.
Ah.
The other way about.
All right, that's fine. Cool. It's not that we.
It's pretty cool. Actually, I think
I prefer it that
I
way.
prefer it that way. It's actually pretty awesome. And the designer of the game,
Klaus Deubert.
aye, that's the guy. He, I think, kind of collaborated with Rebecca Gable.
All right.
Well, he he was reading one of her books at the time, and after thinking for years, I'd really like to write the story of Catan. He then went to like a book signing at Rebecca Gable's and was like, "Here, that's not quite you want to write my book for me?" And she was all over it. And then so after a few emails and discussion, I think they were both totally on the same page in their vision of it, and
Yeah.
Oh,
off they went.
That's
I
cool.
was saying to you last night
Yeah.
about like he was so dramatic. He was like when he found Rebecca,
Yeah.
he knew she was going to be the one to write the story of Catan, or else no one ever would. It was
That's
like
brilliant.
awesome.
Yeah.
Aye,
That's,
his wee forewords, pretty funny. It's quite dramatic.
I appreciate people like that because they're I'm kind of like that myself.
You dramatics.
Nah.
Never.
It's never been dramatic in my life.
But I'm super excited. Like those 12-headed serpents and krakens, like in the first 100 words, 50 words even,
Sounds-
I'm like, sold.
Yep.
Sold.
Yeah, that sounds fun. So
I'm excited.
I will need to
read it.
update us as you read it, and I'll get it off you.
I'm going to narrate all the games of Catan. I'm going to make you play Catan as I read chapters.
Can we actually?
Yeah,
do that?
Yeah.
do that.
I vote yes to that.
We need to find an appropriate soundtrack.
Yeah. Well,
Kayleigh's voice will be enough. Shouldn't
I
be-
would need some ambiance.
I suppose.
I like Forza,
Lights and
the
candles.
New World Symphony. I always like that. With
Big smoke
Catan.
machine.
Aye, that works.
But yeah, speaking of Euro games, we played my favourite Euro game, Agricola.
What? You've got a favourite Euro game, Sko?
I do. I do.
Is it something to do with farming?
It is.
Is it?
It's all about
what's
farming.
it called again?
That's
Oh,
like,
Agricola.
what?
Agricola.
Mine, there's
Agricola?
I'll share it because of an A.
See, I thought it was Agricola.
It's
An
It's
A.
Archipelago.
It's
Archipelago?
no, it's Agricola.
Archipelago.
Agricola?
Yeah,
Never heard it.
No, it's Agricola. Maybe Rosenberg's Agricola.
No,
No.
I don't know what you're
I'm
I'm
talking about.
sure it's not that,
Did
man.
you never
I don't,
mention this
the game of-
before?
Sure, that's a bit farming.
I don't
The
think
game
it's
I've
your
never
favourite
never
game.
lost.
I don't think
Don't think
I
it's
don't
your favourite
think you've
game.
even mentioned this before.
No.
Have you
Never
only
mentioned
played against yourself?
No,
Is
no.
that why you've never lost?
No, I just beat you the other
you
night.
own it?
No, I don't remember this.
I do. It's sitting right there. It's sitting right. It's underneath City of Horror and Ghost Stories and Pop
That's-
Express there.
I see City of Horror.
I see City of Horror. And
But
They're all mad. You know.
doesn't exist.
Agricola.
I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah,
something to do with a
that's-
cola factory.
Agricola?
Cola
Cola
factory.
Cola factory.
A cola farm, like agriculture cola. Like,
There you go.
aye,
right, right.
See,
it's about farming cola.
see, when they say plant, it's actually the cola processing plant.
The bottle
Aye.
plant. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Aye.
Makes
what it
sense
is.
to me.
Totally. Scores and tears.
Oh, his wee face.
Tell us about your favourite game, Sko. Come on.
Yeah, I'll tell you all about Agricola.
Right, listen in. Get comfy
no.
because we might be a while.
I just keep putting my feet up.
Just
be ready for me to interrupt
Back to
you
the
at the
back,
15-minute mark.
well, welcome to Sko's Let's All Dream About Farming corner. Get yourself some slippers, a nice cup of Horlicks, cup of Bovril, whichever takes your fancy.
Serious?
You don't like Bovril?
Later.
Nah.
I don't
Love
like
Bovril.
I don't like
No.
drinking gravy.
Oh, it's
Nah.
that's
How did you
fine.
know?
It's
Gravy's awesome.
On your
Aye.
chips, no to drink.
Gravy's awesome on meat, but no in a
Anyway,
cup.
back
No,
to the
I can totally.
right.
to the corner.
Sorry.
Yeah, but-
Sorry,
Story
Scott.
time.
Take
No,
it
no,
away.
it's okay.
Sko's story.
Agricola is my favourite game, and yeah, and I don't get to play much, but I got to play it with Ross and Cammy on Wednesday night, and it was great.
Aye, I didn't do very well.
No, you didn't, but you did. You didn't go begging this time, which is great.
Aye, which is an improvement for the last
Yeah.
time.
It's still. Do you see what I mean though? Like when you're scoring lower, when like good players can't score as well as they they could, when other people are playing, not making optimal moves, because like even that, I think the first move of the game, did you go wood first move of the game?
No.
Somebody did.
I think
You?
I
Kai.
think it was me. I think I did it deliberately
All right.
to be a dick,
Aye.
because that's always a bad move. Like,
Yeah, I've got to explain this. The bad move. I think
Yeah.
I did that.
Aye, because there's only 3 wood in the space, and
Yeah.
it's only worth having 6
on-
wood at any one time.
yeah. Yeah,
Aye.
it's only worth doing on turn 2. But yeah, Agricola is one of those games that I find it very difficult to convince people to play.
I'm always willing to play Agricola, because the more practice I get at it, the
Better you're
like,
gonna
the better
get.
chances I've got of
I
taking
got-
you off your throne.
I got confused and I thought it was Archipelago that you were offering to play, and I thought it was going to be really long, so I was like, no, dude, I need to go to bed soon, and then it was it, and I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I suddenly realised, and then
You're bad at mixing the two up.
it's the A's. You can't, like...
Agricola's not very long either. It's quite quick. If
Aye,
you're-
well,
There's
having
only
that,
a set amount.
Yeah.
having that set amount of rounds,
turns,
Totally.
it's
so-
quite, it's quite good.
yeah, it doesn't
Keeps it quite short.
It does. It keeps it fresh as well. But yeah, I don't recommend Agricola for everyone. It's not for everyone, and there's a good reason I don't say it's in my top 5 games, even though it's my favourite game. Because
Aye, I mean,
it's not for everyone.
No,
like
it's for people who are into like heavy strategy Euro games.
yeah, like me.
Aye,
Yeah,
and I'm into it.
No,
It's
man.
cool.
I could play them. I wouldn't say they're my favourite type, but
Aye,
I
aye.
could definitely play them. I'd enjoy it.
I really want to get Le Havre back to the table.
It's very good.
Le Havre's
It's
cool.
very, very good. It's really well designed. But yeah, we'll move on from there and go into another Euro game that's quite odd for a Euro. It's got a lot of kind of Ameritrash mechanisms in there and lots of random chance, and that's Co Express. There's lots of conflict in there, direct conflict,
Yeah.
which we'll come back to later on. But yeah, I've played it 3 times and I love it. I'll be straight up and say I love it. But you guys have just played it once. What do you guys think
once,
so far?
And it was a brilliant game. I mean, there's elements that could be improved, but it's still just fun. And the wee trains that you need to build
Yeah,
are just
they're lovely
they make
looking.
it. They make that cricket.
Aye,
The
the
whole-
bold
you
in
need-
inverted
the bold.
commas.
I think you need to play it, that wee film sequence in your mind.
Yeah.
And just really just get into it and
Aye.
enjoy it. Aye.
I think that will probably be at its best.
Yeah.
Is when the players really get into the kind of theme of it.
I think so too.
Like totally make a Western movie at it.
Yeah.
Like we do with Flick 'em Up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to get you guys to see what the mechanisms were like before we did the podcast. But I wanted you just kind of see how it played and everything, because it's very interesting. There's a hodgepodge of lots of different things going on, and it's atypically clean. It's atypically unclean, untidy for a Euro game spiel winner.
Yeah.
Normally you'd be like a super clean rule set, really easy to understand, but with Co Express there's actually quite a lot of moving parts. There's how you actually program in your movements and things is all very different compared to Catan, which was like it was literally pick up 2 dice and roll them, get the resources, and then you can buy stuff as and when you want. Yeah.
They move in parts at all. Like
Yeah.
once that's there, it's there. It's
Yeah, it's night and day.
Sorted.
Like even comparing like El Grande to Co Express, they're very very different. Like even just in terms of what you do in your turn is vastly different compared to Co Express, which I think is a lot more complicated than either of those games.
I think what's most interesting about it is, as you say, is that it's got these kind of big thematic elements of Ameritrash games,
Yep.
but in a kind of Euro setting.
Aye.
But a big thematic Euro, it kind of feels like a contradiction in terms.
It's weird. It's a weird one. I really love it a lot, but
I like it. I want to play more of it.
it gets better the more you understand what you can do in your turn. I think.
Yeah.
How you can actually play out those actions is quite important as well. The
How
order.
you chain your actions.
Yeah, and turn order as well.
The programming mechanism is something we don't see an awful lot.
No.
with the games that we've got access to. But
Space Alert
Space
was
Alert.
the only really the other one that
Yeah.
has that kind of right, turn one and did this,
Yeah.
so and so forth. But it's cool, I like it. Makes you think, like, right, here's my cards. Right, I'll do that, I'll do that, I'll do that, and then I'll do that.
Yep.
Cool. And then you go for it.
but you've
Hope
got
that
to
it plans
take
it
with Cult Express. You've got to take every other player's action into account
consideration,
Yeah.
aye.
because it's no like simultaneous.
Ah.
It's in turn order,
Yeah.
but programmed. So it'll be like
It's-
me, G, Sko, Kayleigh, and then that repeated
Yeah.
for the next action. Ken.
It's quite strange sometimes.
Aye, it's a bit weird, but
it's
I like it. It's cool.
and it's beautiful looking. And speaking of other
Aye, it's just-
beautiful
it's a
looking
great
games,
looking
you know,
game.
Definitely.
there's
Right, aye.
there's Nitwit, which is just stunningly beautiful.
Oh, it's so adorable. I love it. I love it, love it. I just want the box to look at and keep all the time. I think it's my favourite.
It's
It's one I
gorgeous
need
looking.
to play.
It's a bit of a brain burner.
You think so? I don't think it's a brain burner
It's
at
not
all.
bad.
It's
Just was the time when I played it last.
I think it's just a fun party game. Really light.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. You just wrap it's basically Venn diagrams with bits of string and spools, and you try and get a kind of a word or a series of or a phrase that matches the spools around the kind of designs, the loops around the spools. So if you've got a loop of red string going around a spool called number one, and that number one spool also has a green loop going round of string, then you've got two words that you're trying to link into this one phrase.
Okay.
So
Right.
that would be like your answer one. If it was like, say, like the red string was fruit and the green string said yellow, you're gonna say banana.
Yeah.
But then you don't want to say that because that's what everybody else's first thoughts are gonna be.
Yeah.
And you don't get any points if you answer the same as everybody else. So you've got to try and be a wee bit abstract
And weird.
and trust me, it gets pretty weird. Or I did last night.
Aye, because you're trying to think of some really far out stuff, so that you're not guessing the same as anyone else.
And there's a mess of string as well, so like we all kept going, oh bugger, I didn't see invisible there.
Yep.
So like putting stuff down, I also put brick for something that was invisible or intangible
Aye.
and heavy.
It's like, well, a brick's
brick.
pretty tangible, Alia.
As tangible as a brick in the face.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking tangible.
It's really cool, like you said. I think it's just a really nice party game. But
Yep.
it's just that box is gorgeous.
Yeah.
All the pieces are amazing.
Aye,
I really want to play it.
yeah,
Aye, I
we'll
like
get.
it.
There's tons of new games. We got a big shipment of games. They just came in, and we're gonna struggle to get through them all.
I'm sure we'll manage.
We'll soldier on through.
Yeah.
We'll manage.
It's tough because a lot of them are heavy euros, and
Aye, it's hard to seat big heavy euros
Yeah.
sometimes,
it is. But-
especially on like game night,
Aye.
or like our agreed upon game night when
Yeah.
we've got 9 people
Aye.
to try to play
average.
stuff.
To sit and play games with. Well, yeah, but I'm sure we'll report back to you when we do play all these games. And
Maybe.
Yeah.
We might,
Yeah.
Right.
but aye, that's about as much as we've been playing this week.
Which isn't bad.
No, it's quite a lot.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
So, the topic of this week, I guess,
Yeah, the main quest.
the main quest.
Dipped in a wee bit already, but
Aye.
Yeah, we'll
delve-
come. But
delve further.
So,
Yes.
this week we thought we would talk about Euro games.
yes.
And how awesome Euro games are. And how much
In
Ross
case
loves
you hadn't
Euro
noticed
games.
already, we like Euro games.
I really like Euro games, and well, if you're wondering what a Euro game is, there's a lot of different conventions for it and a lot of ways of describing it. Not all Euro games are European. That's one of those things you've kind of got to just divorce yourself from thinking before you move into this. It's generally a lot of games where they do come from Germany or elsewhere. Some do come from America, but they're kind of rare. But they're getting less so. You'll normally get player conflict that's sort of indirect. People won't be eliminated. Less R&D. and there's always a kind of emphasis on the designer as someone of importance
Right.
in the development of a game. So they're always given credit, and that's one of the cool features of Euro games, is that you get to learn specific designers and what they're really good at and what they enjoy doing. We'll see Uwe Rosenberg for worker placement doing stuff like Le Havre and Caverna and Agricola, and that's his shtick.
That's his spiel.
Yeah, that's his spiel.
Even down to like Carcassonne, my version of Carcassonne's got the designer and the illustrator in a full paragraph
About
them,
who they are.
and that's really lovely.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, kudos, thanks for doing this.
It's a really lovely touch having like information about the artists that work on it.
And generally, Euro games are much more difficult to design because they're usually cleaner rule sets, very simple, few moving parts, but those parts move together in a very precise way that can't be broken very easily. Whereas, it can be broken very easily. Whereas American games are very bloated and open-ended, where the systems are somewhat modular and they're apart from each other, so they don't often intertwine, and one being out of balance wouldn't affect the other necessarily.
Yeah.
Another way in which Euros differ from Ameritrash is there's usually a big kind of scoring system.
Yeah,
for
lots of points.
For whoever wins.
Traditionally around the edge of the board, I've seen.
Which is
and quite a lot.
yeah. Sometimes it's just that there is an end game condition, like Istanbul, which is a great example of a Euro game. It's just got an end game condition first, and it is victory points, I guess, in a manner of speaking. But
and Catan as well.
Yeah.
First to 10 points or whatever.
And it's one of the difficulties I have in getting people to actually play Euro games is I find points to be a difficult motivation for people in and of itself. So, we're playing for points. And it's like, yay. And I think people prefer a much more dramatic ending, a more climactic ending than
I have to say, I'm in
scoring.
that category. If you said, "Oh, right, let's play a full day of Euro games," which we did on Wednesday, I was like, "Yay, that's awesome!"
Did you go enjoy it?
I know, I love the games. I enjoyed playing it, but it's the stigma. Let's play a Euro game.
It doesn't sound.
It doesn't sound very sexy.
But it was still a great games night, as it always is.
Yeah, it's just getting your head over that hurdle of being like, oh, the games actually with the kind of worst themes are actually way heavier, and it's the same with musicians. I suppose like the Grateful Dead were more bonkers than anyone else, and their music was lovely.
See, I don't think I've ever felt like that. That way about Euros. Usually for me, it's often the time you've got to commit into some of these big Euros that can put me off, because I think, I need to be up soon for something or other. And again, if I sit here, that's me. I'm sitting there for the next 2 to 3 hours.
It's another kind of drawback to certain Euro games, but there's loads of quick Euros, like Splendor and
Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride's quick.
Ticket to Ride's always great for just an hour and a half, and that's another one. If you say, "Oh, we're going to play this game about trains," a lot of people just shut down, and you go, "But honestly, it's better than any first-person shooter you've played in the past 10 years," and they're like, "No,"
And it was.
I know it is. It's honestly.
When I was speaking to Steve the other day, he was saying that I did actually manage to convince him to have a shot at Ticket to Ride off that little Spieler game the other day, that podcast rather.
I do.
So yeah.
What did he think?
He liked the Spiel. I was like, yeah, I'm into playing that, but none of this Fanville thing.
Is that the cola thing?
Yeah, that's a cola thing.
Cola Factory.
I think he would like it. I think he might like it if he actually sat down for a few turns. He might like it.
Yeah, I think he would as well.
I think he just needs it kind of broken down for him.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll enjoy it.
If it was in front of him,
yeah,
I'm sure he would play it.
And that's one of the other things about Euro games is that it is really just about sitting down that one time, and once you do get over it, then and that's true down to games in and of themselves. Like Agricola, once you've played Agricola that first time, coming back to it again and again is actually a lot easier because you understand the mechanisms a bit more, and it gets a bit more relaxing. And I still find Agricola really tense and really difficult.
Aye, me too.
So much.
And if people are playing quickly enough, the game is really tense. If the game really slows down, it's kind of uninteresting. You shouldn't really be. You shouldn't be waiting on somebody to take their turn in Agricola unless something's really went wrong for them, or they're not
Sometimes you have
planning
to-
ahead.
Sometimes you have to kind of reassess
Yeah.
where you're going with your strategy. But
Because somebody's made one different.
or somebody's
what-
took the
yeah.
action that you were planning to take.
exactly
You've
what I
got
was
to
trying
kind of recalculate.
Yeah.
But
Ash-
it's
I struggle with the. I've got to take an action to get the wood, and then I want to then just automatically be able to build
Use it,
stuff.
yeah.
Aye.
Yeah, it's
Like in
Catan.
Catan, like I've got my stuff. Cool, I've worked really hard to get my stuff. I'm gonna build things, and it's
Yeah.
like that. You can't do that. I actually then need to go and
Go
take
and
an action
build
to
the
do it,
stuff.
and I do struggle with that sometimes.
Yeah.
but that's that puzzle way. Figuring out which actions to take with each of your counters and what order to take them in.
Aye.
and
Yeah.
Stuff. It's,
It's-
I enjoy the
Struggle with.
the kind of.
I like it, but I do struggle.
Oh, it's a challenge, and it's a fun challenge.
I
but
enjoy the problem.
yeah, you're not just managing your resources in Agricola or any worker placement game, even Stone Age. This is true. You're managing time because you've only got so many people, and they only count for so much effort your tribe can, or your people, or your family, whatever, can sustain in any one given amount, a period. So there's only so much work they can do. And if you stretch them too much, then you're going to end up not being able to feed yourself, or you're not going to be able to build that hut, or you're. And none of that sounds really super exciting, like the cutthroat adventures that you get in Avalon or something. But the play's really strong and really interesting, and if it's a different style of play, it's a different mode of play.
One thing about Euro games, one thing about most Euro games I've found is there's no a lot of room for RP.
No,
There's
there's
no a lot of room for really getting into the kind of theme of the game, because a lot of the themes in Euro games are really thin.
well, often there
that's-
isn't anything there.
That's why I prefer games like that, where you can get into it, like RP and stuff. And
Aye, and totally, I'm with you,
I
man.
still
I
I do enjoy Euro games, but I'd rather play something that I can delve into and
Get into
on
the theme.
Aye,
have fun with.
aye.
I can totally understand that.
Aye.
It's usually because we play in a group though, like a big group.
Yeah.
So playing like 2 Euro games, you're not going to have the same conversation if somebody else was in your team as opposed to somebody else.
Well, sometimes Euro games are just like that. There just isn't much player interaction, and you are off in your own wee world doing your own wee thing. And there is, I think, there's room for that, but definitely not all the time. Especially with something. Agricola is kind of like that. You're off in your own wee corner and you're building your bit, but you're still looking. You get that kind of keeping up with the Joneses thing where you're looking over at
Aye.
the other farm going, oh,
And you've
bloody hell.
already got 3 sheep.
Yeah.
Fences, pastures, and I'm like, I can't even feed my
Now I've
people.
got 2 wood.
He's gonna have a baby this round, fuck's sake.
Fucking having a baby.
I can't play, like, Agricola is the only game I can't play sitting down. like, I'm usually up, feet up, super comfy, like to be comfy, but as soon as Agricola hits the table, I'm pacing. It's just...
How am I gonna feed my peeps? Oh my god.
Tense, and I really feel that tension and I
Yeah.
feel that pressure, like, right, what we're going to do, I'm planning, a lot of thinking.
And one of the things that not having as much, a lot of games where there's a big heavy element you can RP, like a big theme. There's a lot of random number generation, and that means your strategies are limited generally. So you're either trying to mitigate what randomness you got, or where something in Agricola or Kayleigh, there's minimal luck, next to no luck in Kayleigh, for example. So you're left with pure strategy, and that's got its own appeal for me.
I mean, that's
There was a
kinda-
point in time where I can totally empathise, where I was like, I would have had no interest in that whatsoever.
I think
But
just
the
kinda
older I
need-
get, the more I'm drawn to just pure
just a puzzle.
strategy.
You just
Like-
kind of need to kind of train your brain to think moves ahead
Yeah.
and kind of plan like that. Whereas like playing games where you need to program is great for kind of setting you up for that, because
Yeah.
you know you need to play such and such amount of moves
Yeah.
without kind of keeping it to yourself. You need to show everybody this is what we're doing for the next 9 turns in Space Alert, as it were.
Yeah.
So I need to do this. And you need to plan ahead.
Uh-huh.
Whereas, like, I could play a game of whatever Euro game, say
Yeah.
Agricola, and have no strategy, and obviously, like, come last, but it would be my way of playing that game. I would just like, oh, I'll do that now.
I mean,
Oh, that's cool, I'll do that.
it is similar. To take that example, I mean, Agricola is you're kind of programming your actions in your head
Aye.
rather than putting cards down.
Yeah,
you're totally planning. Right, I need to take this action on this turn, and then I'll be able to take that action and do this.
Yeah, and often your resources are worked out exactly.
Aye.
So that like the game Ross and I played with Cammy, there wasn't a single bit of resource I hadn't used at the end of the turn, at the end of the game, that I couldn't have used, because I knew I was going to build this number of fences. I knew I wasn't going to be able to build stables, so I didn't need to work that in. So like you're actually going, right, this game I only need 20 wood. How am I going to get 20 wood over this period of time? And yeah, it isn't for everyone, but that's why there are different introductory styles of Euro games like Small World, which is a lovely, big, enticing theme. But like I said on the last episode, we were talking about theme. I don't need a theme to get into a game. I just need the mechanisms to work really well.
I feel the same way.
I do love both styles of play. Like I love having something I can get really drawn into thematically, that I can role play a little bit and have some fun with. I also love really knuckling down with some heavy strategy and getting super into it. But that's for a specific group, and it is something you've got to expect when you go into that group, is that it's much quieter and it's much more subdued, and it's not really a fun time the way that people would generally think of a spring break fun time. I think it's brilliant.
It's no spring break.
It's a different kind of fun.
Totally. I really love Euro games, and I think I prefer them to Ameritrash
I do.
Games. But the thing with Euros is, like you say, most of them don't involve any kind of random chance.
No.
So being able to really work on a strategy is quite refreshing, although it's stressful. I think it really appeals to me.
It does have its kind of therapeutic qualities though. You're just, that's what you're focusing on.
You're
not
kind of
focusing
zoning
on
in.
the outside
Lovely.
world.
You're zoning in,
You're focusing on that.
When you solve that puzzle,
It feels great.
when you're looking, especially like going back to Agricola again, because that's like visually represented, and you've got your sheeples and you've got like seeds and your farm, and you're building up your house, and there's all sorts happening there in your wee farm. So it's really nice to see that build, because you're solving that puzzle effectively.
Yeah, that's another thing that I really love about Euros, is getting to see something develop and build into like something really cool, like a big working farm.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of the times with games I get turned off by big dude bro men doing big dude bro stuff. You know, that turns me off in a lot of games. It's the reason why I never liked Warhammer. So that's why Euros sort of appeal to me as well, is that it's kind of free of this hyper masculine, guns ablazing, let's kill everything in sight COD mentality that I've indulged in. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not something I'm totally apart from or see myself above of, but because I do enjoy that stuff.
I look at Flick 'em Up. Like, that's just like guns, barrels.
Yeah, but
Cash guns.
Nice.
Like where you've literally got a foam gun.
Totally.
So we enjoy that element, but I can't.
Sometimes I just want a peaceful experience where I'm not necessarily hurting anyone or doing anything. Like, I think it's quite easy in a lot of these games, especially something like Risk, where you're just people are dying all the time and you don't even think about it.
And most of them aren't as aggressive competitions.
No, there's definitely
not. It's more like a friendly competition to see who can build the best thing.
And you might nudge each other, and you might rub against each other. Oh yeah.
Aye.
But you'll never really.
There's no outright dick moves.
No.
Like those accidental things, like you said, if somebody takes a bad move and that ruins somebody else's plan.
Yeah.
And you can dick moves. I'm not doing that to offend you or stop your gameplay.
You can totally block people though. Like you can totally.
But strategically.
It's like a
it's a
Ticket to Ride.
strategic dick move.
Yeah.
Ticket to Ride.
Aye,
A bit like that. You can just go, alright, I can see
Aye,
you
it's
correcting
no like-
that.
Yeah.
I'll take that slot.
Ticket to Ride can
Aye.
Ticket to Ride can be extremely
no like-
cutthroat actually.
It's not like I play this card
Right.
and you can't take your turn this time or whatever.
No, but it can take the knees out from you.
Aye,
And it
yeah,
can actually
totally.
ruin your
Aye.
But
entire
that's what I'm
game.
talking about. That's
Totally.
like a strategic play in
Yeah,
order to.
yeah, but it's that's one of the downsides of Euros actually is that you can be out of the game. There might be no player elimination, but sometimes you may as
Aye,
well be
sometimes-
out of the game.
Sometimes there's no way of making up the
Yeah.
points that you're losing.
Yeah, and you know you're dead last, and you've just got to play it out. But thankfully, with most Euros where that's true, they're all very quick. Like Ticket to Ride, that would. If that happened early on in the game, you'd have plenty of time to recover. But if it happened at the end of the game, at least you don't have long to go. The game's going to end pretty quick. A lot of the other things I enjoy about Euros is that there's just an elegance in their design that's not really present in American stuff. Like we were talking about rule books earlier and how with the Catan rule books. A double rulebook thing because it's so deliberately written.
Yeah.
But you could probably have Catan in a 3-page rulebook. Really easy.
I don't feel there's an awful lot to Catan.
I don't think so
at
either.
all.
Carcassonne as well is a really simple rulebook.
Aye.
Lovely,
Aye.
clean, not many rules going on.
Tile magic.
Yeah. There's
At a guide in.
and very rarely any ambiguity in the rules as well. Whereas with a lot of meta trash games,
Aye.
you'll be looking up, going right. Does that actually?
Aye.
Is that ambiguous enough for you?
You'll find like
What do you think?
clarifications on different pages of the rulebook and
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
there are
or
things that contradict one another.
And it's forever been errated online.
If it's a
Aye.
fantasy flight game, there's like an errata and an FAQ out on PDF before you've even got the game home.
Yeah.
That's never great. But I think German games and Euro games in particular, those games really never get to market without having rigorous playtest and thrust upon them. Yeah.
Nice. You trust it.
Yeah, yeah. I also like that when you play Dominion, you can feel the machinery. Like, so you play something like Dominion or Ticket to Ride, it feels sturdy. Like, there's not much you could do that would actually break the game, even if you were cheating.
Aye, totally. It's a total. Although the rule system is pretty strict,
Yeah.
it feels like there's nothing you can do to ruin it
Yeah.
because you can only do this many things on your turn.
Yep.
Like you're gonna, if you've misread a rule or forgot a rule, then you're gonna notice pretty quickly because it's not gonna be working as it should be
Yeah.
in a Euro game. But then take like Dead of Winter for example.
Ah,
How
we-
long did we play that rule
For like a whole
completely
year.
wrong? Like, but we didn't notice.
And it didn't break the game.
No, it didn't break the game. We just made
But-
things slightly easier.
If that was Agricola, we'd have noticed that something wasn't working. There's
yeah.
something wrong happening here.
Yeah.
Aye, definitely.
The whole game would have been out of whack in some way.
Aye,
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, there's a lot of times we do have some sort of rules conflict with a Euro game, but it's normally very easily solved by looking specifically at the wording of the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
occasionally you'll get the odd translation issue, but never really been a problem for us. And you do get designers that their games are so well known, like Uwe Rosenberg. It gets published by Z-Man Games, and their stuff's always brilliant looking. Like Z-Man doing Nitwit recently, and Pandemic Legacy. Those are great looking games, and they, brilliant presentations. Not just like great games, but stuff. Just a great box you could show somebody an ooh and ah factor in the box,
totally.
you know. Ooh ah.
Well, I mean, Sko, we know your favourite Euro game, but does anybody else have a favourite?
Ticket to Ride.
Aye?
I played it.
Catan? Aye. I think Stone Age is maybe my favourite.
Yeah.
Aye. I really like Stone Age.
I love
There's
Stone
something,
Age.
there's something about building your wee Stone Age village that's quite nice.
I like
Building your wee
that.
And
huts.
the love
Right.
hut.
And the love
I like
that.
those love huts.
Yeah, you
I like
gotta
that
get in
there's
the
always
love
that
hut.
wee nod to sex in it. It's like, oh, there's a love hut. I'm gonna go make a baby. What are you doing this time? Making a baby.
Send him to the shagging.
I'm gonna take 2 of my meeples. 2 of my lovely meeples. They're gonna be
Went to
going
three.
to love hut, making me a triple.
Freepo.
This is just descended into bullshit. Hasn't it?
Yeah.
Joys.
So
G, you got a favourite Euro game?
Ticket to Ride's probably up there. I mean, do you class Dominion as?
yeah, Dominion is a Euro game.
Yeah, in that case,
Definitely.
probably Dominion.
The lines are blurring though. To go to your point about that, G.
Yeah.
I mean, Dominion should get an honourable mention anyway, because Dominion's just pure
brilliant.
awesomeness in a box.
It's a great, it's a great Euro game. It really is. It's one of the best designed games I've ever played, and it so happens that it's a Euro game, and it really does embody all of those archetypal rules that we have for, or ideas or concepts that we have for Euro games, like indirect competition. You're vying for points. You're building an economy.
Yeah, simple.
You need a strategy as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, you need a
can't really go in
Doesn't
blind.
have as lots of wooden pieces.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
No.
There is a big random element to it though.
true. But most of the randomness is mitigated by you buying your deck.
Yeah.
You know,
That's-
that's the game, is
that's
you
the game.
mitigating the
randomness,
R&D. Yeah.
Totally, and it's not just the randomness of the dice. It's just the randomness of the cards, which is
Yeah, even
slightly
Catan,
better.
even in Catan, where there's dice and they're a prominent feature, they're still using the dice in a way that the luck and the probability scale is actually used efficiently. Like, so when the robbers rolled an awful lot, and then you've got the bell curve, everything's spreading out from that.
Yeah.
So it's not done with any kind of Eldritch horror-esque. On a 5 or a 6, it's a success.
Aye.
Like, so I've just got a flat 1 and 3. Yeah, like, thanks very much. Cheers.
No, you're blessed.
Oh,
Two
wow,
chance.
1 and 2. Wow, aren't I lucky?
As good as it is.
Yep. Until you get that cost, and it's a 1 in 6.
That's bone.
It's an exercise in futility at that point.
Yeah, I'm just like, I've got to roll it.
Yeah.
I see. I don't find myself really wanting to play Eldritch very much. Eldritch
No,
horror.
it's an event game for me.
Aye.
Yeah.
I love it to bits, and I'll buy everything for it. But it's a big event game for me. It's something I'll bring out on Halloween, probably on my birthday, when I'm like, hey, it's my birthday. Eldritch Day.
Yeah, maybe in Lovecraft's birthday as well, to celebrate that.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Any Euros you've got your eye on?
Oh, well, I'd rather, yeah.
Put our feet back up.
Any Euros you want to bring home? Stick on the fire?
You want to stick the Euros in the
Fire
fire?
album?
Well, waiting for me right now, back at home, is a lovely Euro, classic Euro.
Tell me.
She's called Kayleigh. Yeah. And she's published by Starry Games. Oh my.
So you say Kayleigh, and all I can think of is Klingons. But
Yeah, but you're building the castle of Kayleigh. I've brought it up before. I'm looking forward to playing that. Puerto Rico, I'm looking forward to playing that as well. Most of the games I've got, and I just got Power Grid as well. So,
I'm really looking forward to playing Power Grid.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
I've heard some really good things about it.
yeah, the only other Freedom and Freeze game I've played is Friday, which is another deck building Wii Euro game.
I like Friday.
I like Friday a
I
lot.
used to have that all the time. When you
Yeah, I used to just carry that around with me because it was just so much fun. Just a wee deck builder, and you're playing Robinson Crusoe. You're playing Friday, trying to get Robinson Crusoe off the island, and it's just a deck builder where he's like, most of Robinson's just useless at the beginning of the game. It's all the cards are like weak, stupid, very stupid, and it's just about getting him to overcome challenges, and he gets better cards in his deck when he does that, and then eventually, but he ages as well, so you're constant. For every step you take, you pull back one. It's good. I've never beat it. Oh no, I've beat it a couple of times. I just haven't beaten it in the past year. I'm just not very good at it anymore. I've lost my touch.
Aye.
lost my nuts.
I lost my nuts.
I've lost my nuts.
It's really just the cold. I don't think you could accuse me of having lost my nuts with this voice going on just now. I think they've just.
I think that's more to do with your throat than your nuts, man.
Well, they just keep
You
dropping.
could well have lost my nuts.
Well, yeah.
I'd like to play Mirror Friday. It's just a one-player, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a wee solo game.
Sweet.
Yeah, we solo deck building.
It's cool.
Oh, that's cool because we don't see or we don't
I've
buy
never-
that often. Buy solo games often.
No,
You can play Le Havre, a single player. I'd like to try that
Play
out.
a regular single player.
Yeah.
Aye,
Loads
totally can.
single player.
Yeah, you can play
Just
lots
don't.
of Euros single player.
Because
Yeah.
it's much better. We enjoy the hobby because we get to date with
With
each
people.
other.
Yeah.
I've got Elder Sign as well, that's one player.
Aye.
Legendary Encounters, 1 player to 5.
That's something I've never really done.
I don't really do it much.
Is play much one-player games, because as Kayleigh said, I like to play games with people.
Yeah.
I like to play games with my pals.
Yeah, exactly. That's same here.
I'm doing a 1 player, it's usually in the consoles on the computer.
Yeah.
Just do a story mode of a game. And that's my 1 player interactions.
Yeah, I'd
and then-
rather do that too.
Aye.
I can't be bothered moving around lots of wooden components when a computer can do it for me and I'm by myself, you know.
Aye.
It's I'd rather save all that for actually with people.
Yeah.
It's just better.
It totally is better.
Yeah.
Mm.
But still, I would like to try out some one-player games. I'll maybe do that this week and talk about it next week on the podcast.
Cool.
I might.
Yeah, you might. We're not gonna
might.
hold you to it.
Good.
I will.
I'm going to hold you to it.
I'll probably not do it.
Oh. Fair enough.
I'll
then.
wait till night till you want to spend some time with me. And I'll go, no, go play some solo games.
Go research.
So, are there any Euros actually we could be playing more of that we have played?
I don't think we play.
Stone Age.
Yeah, I've
Stone Age.
I've never played enough Stone Age.
Me
I
neither.
would like to play more Stone Age. You played Stone Age at all, Blair?
No,
No?
don't think so.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll
We
need
should
to
play
get
that
into
sometime.
It's fun. It's fun. It's very good.
There's loads of games I've only either played once or not at all.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling you.
Aye, Sko's got a fair few that we only see a kind of cross-section of
Aye.
at any one time.
There's just too many to move about.
We kind of do
all the
100
time.
games on a Wednesday night,
No.
unfortunately.
As much as I
try.
wish we could.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we
Well,
I really want to
Wait.
get them all together though and do that tower idea.
You can insure it if you want, and then we'll do it. But
What,
Have a
insure your
game of
collection?
yeah,
I can't afford to insure your
I don't
collection.
think you can.
man.
So that's a no.
Castles of Burgundy is one I'd like to play more of.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like I've got a pretty good handle on it,
Yeah,
so
I think.
I'd like to play it a couple times more.
Yeah, I'd like to play it more so that I know. I know.
And you?
And
And
you?
you.
I know there's more stuff I can do in the game because I'm certain there is. Because we haven't even tried random boards and things like that. So
I don't think we've got everything out it that we could.
no, definitely not.
But I can't think of really any other Euros. Oh well, Le Havre.
Definitely Le Havre. We're
Aye.
gonna
We'll
get
try
more
play
of
more
that
Le
played.
Havre.
Yeah, it's just it's that
It's time
issue.
and
Yeah,
group.
yeah,
It's a bastard.
it is. It's a fucker.
Mm.
But we need to arrange a Euro night, a quiet Euro night, invitation only.
Aye.
You
Yeah.
are cordially invited to a night of gaming of Euros.
Of German gaming excellence.
Now we can text in Classic FM again.
Oh yeah. We'll stay up all night playing German games and then we'll text Classic FM again just so
I
that,
to freak out the DJ. I played German. What?
is that twice? We
Is that the two Rossies again playing German games?
Still,
Listening to Classic FM. Do they not have no live?
well
how can you
but-
kill that which has no life?
Yeah.
But aye, Euro games.
Love them.
I dig 'em.
Yeah, love them.
Helen, yeah.
I think.
I think Euro,
so-
I think
so.
it comes with like playing more of them.
Aye.
Aye,
You
I've
just
not
need
really
to
played
find-
a lot,
you
so if
just
I-
need
if I
to
play
rate-
more, I like them more.
You need the right Euro game to get
Probably.
you into it. I
Yeah.
think.
It's the
Aye.
same, man. I think
Aye,
the
there's-
right game. will get
There's a
you.
Euro for everyone that just is going to grab you. and
Aye,
just-
totally. Even if it's just like Dominion
Yeah.
or Splendor, one of the really simple.
I mean, I won my
Or
first game
Carcassonne.
of Ticket to Ride, so
Yep.
Aye.
probably love that.
I love it because I won.
Yeah, that one time.
Yeah.
Like, you can play Carcassonne with
That's
Stacey.
100%.
And Stacey,
Yeah.
just sit in a wee blanket, all curried in, you just draw a wee tile, and you just build this lovely wee map,
Aye.
and you score points.
For my birthday this Sunday, I've asked her to get me the Sherlock Holmes consultant
Oh,
detective.
yeah,
wow.
cool.
And then I've forced her to play it with me too. That's the second part of my birthday gift. I want you to play it.
We'll play all 10
You will play
scenarios.
this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one you can play by yourself as well, actually.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye. I don't know if I would really.
I don't know if I'd want to.
I think I would lose the motivation
I
for
don't know.
playing it.
I think I'm with
I think I would get
Kayleigh.
halfway through and
No,
be
I think
like,
I would
But-
super enjoy it.
more.
Like,
Because you can
'Cause I've
only
got
play
the
like
information.
scenarios once.
aye.
I'd feel like, all right, no, I play it with my pals. I can't.
Yeah.
Aye. Right, so I'll play with a group of people.
I think it's worth doing like one of the mysteries or cases as a one player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to see.
Because I mean, those 12 or those 10.
10.
10.
Aye, well, I mean, you can play one or two by yourself.
Yep. None stopping you doing that.
Aye, totally.
None stopping you doing that and catching up with us and coming and doing the third one with us.
Aye,
If you want to.
Right, no, I'll do that.
aye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so shall we call it there?
Yes, I think that's about all we've got time for this week, unfortunately.
Dun, dun, dun.
Da, da, da.
Oh.
So, everybody, please follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Thank you
Like-
to everybody that is already.
Aye.
200
Aye.
followers.
200. That's crazy.
Breaking the 2 ton.
Okay.
That is nuts. Thank you so much to everybody who's paying attention and listening.
Yeah,
If there's
it's
anybody.
it is actually really quite humbling to think that people listen to this at all, and it's really we're really
It's
grateful to you for doing that.
Aye, totally. We're all having a great time doing this.
Yeah.
and
It's a
the
highlight
fact-
of my week, in all honesty.
The fact that people are listening to it and enjoying what we're putting it is just amazing.
The
Special
fact that
day.
they're listening doesn't mean they're enjoying it.
Aye, well,
We live in hope.
you don't, okay, well, you don't have to enjoy it, but thanks for
for
listening.
Hang on, before we go, I'm going to shout out Chris, and I'm going to do it at the end of my do it at the end of the show, because that way I know he's listened if he actually gets to the end of this. So Chris from my work, if you're listening, I do make the podcast, and I'm shouting you out, like you told me not to.
Cool. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Alright, cool. So everybody, please follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, check out the website www.meeplesanonymous.co.uk. Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on iTunes, leave us a 5-star review on iTunes if you so choose.
Please.
Aye, please do that.
Please, please.
We're begging you.
And until next time, happy
Happy
gaming.
Happy gaming.
Happy gaming.
Gaming.
Yeah.
Happy gaming.
Yeah.
Happy
Happy
gaming.
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 Happy gaming.
Happy gaming, everybody.